We've gone about a mile back in on the trail from our parking spot in Troncones Ecological Park, Tamaulipas State, Mexico, and every campsite we've parked in 2 unbelievably gorgeous parking spots in here. It's a combination of the green that we had back in Appalachia for 16 years. And my first year on the road, we were in the high mountains of Appalachia, me and my previous dog, Poncho. And I'm missing it terribly. We're right at the anniversary. I left Asheville March 28th to go to the mountains, and then left western North Carolina at the end of May to head west. So I did not know when we entered Mexico 6 days ago that we were even going to be seeing mountains on this trip. I am headed for Tampico, 3 hours down the road on the Gulf Coast. And then the whole big resort area of Cancun, Cozumel, La Playa del Carmen, Isla Mujeres, Tulum, all at the end of the Yucatan Peninsula. But we're taking our time, as always, and we run out of gas money early in the month. So we're going to stay around Victoria, even though the recent warning from the State Department included Victoria as a place not to see. The word from the locals is the trouble was 10 years ago, and it's been really quite safe since. People, politicians, governments just don't update their files. So I'd love to sit on that rock right down there, but I've worn my legs out so much walking in here the last couple of days, and my right knee is just getting worse and worse. It definitely has to be replaced. And yesterday, getting out of the camper van, holding the new puppy in my left hand, I came down really hard on my right knee. Mostly litter-free, no contaminés, really very minor, and I'm tempted to drag that out. Maybe I will. And an old foundation. Looks, something was built here up against this huge mountain, so there couldn't have been much. Maybe it was some kind of a water hole. I don't know, something. Look at these. So many caves. I've never seen so many caves in the side of mountains. Got to be all kinds of critters living there. And this part of the country has wonderful wild cats like ocelots and stuff. Wouldn't that be amazing? Even a bobcat. I've seen, I think, a couple of bobcats in my 3 years of travel back in Appalachia. And finally saw an armadillo in Texas. That was fun. And I promised I wouldn't go any farther. I said, whatever this rock is over here, this was going to be my end point, because we walked a long ways this morning. And the puppy is eventually going to miss us back in the van, although he mostly toddles around in puppy haze in the morning. Although he's forming a connection with me, definitely bonded to me after 6 days, and working out his thing with Magic. They're working out this stuff. Magic, a shelter dog himself a year ago. His birthday yesterday, March 17th. I found him in a swamp north of New Orleans, but he has his scaredness still. He's fine, very amable. He won't hurt you. Buen perro. Muy buen perro. We've seen runners and walkers and cyclists this morning. It's a park that has fallen into disrepair. It's not being maintained much. Hola.
Bye.
Hi. Young woman jogging by herself, way back in the park. We think of Mexico as dangerous, huh? She doesn't. She's a local. She's not worried about some Central Park rapist. No. And pretty much I'll bet no cartel. No, I don't know. I don't want to overstate, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was no cartel action in Victoria. We did pass a neighborhood that was very heavily guarded, and our lovely host at the Hampton Hotel, guest services manager Fernanda, said some big shot politicians live back in there. They have guards. Does that mean they're in danger? Possibly, I sure don't know yet how things work out here. Have to be very humble about what I don't understand, and also bold about what I do understand, which is that this park is unbelievably awesome. I would gladly come here lots more and hope to come back here. Look at this face. Hope to come back here before we leave Victoria when I get my next Social Security check on April 3rd and head towards Tampico. See, caves. Gotta be all kinds of critters in here. And once upon a time, this was apparently an ecological education place. I don't think any of that goes on. Looks like the shelters and cabins are probably in good shape. No sign of them being used at all. And we were told at the gate, the website said, pet friendly, closes at 6 p.m. So don't trust what you read online, folks, if you haven't learned that yet. No, it closed at 10 p.m. and they weren't going to let even a service dog in, even when I showed the license, but he got his supervisor involved and they said, okay. And so they said, closed at 10 o'clock, you have to get out by 10. And I've got a video of the playground and the entry part of the park, which is very gorgeous. And I thought that the road, obviously this is a big cycling place. Obviously off-road cycling. I used to do it myself, and can't even think of the name for it. But it became obvious to me that occasional cars were going down that road. And I trust my own private line to spirit a lot more than any websites or even what people tell me face to face, because they said you have to be out of here by 10. And I said to myself, you're going in and you're staying tonight and nobody's going to bother you. And that's exactly what happened. And in fact, the same two guards who had said that to me, I think really that applies to that playground area. They probably do clear that out at 10, but not. They walked past. We were maybe a mile back in, maybe less. They walked past our campsite at 9 p.m. Just the two guys, not armed, but in uniform, their park uniform, and a dog. And I thought, oh God, they're gonna rust us out. What do I do with this? Play the old man card. I can't drive after night. No, it'd be terrible. You don't want to be responsible for that. But no, they're doing a wellness check. They just wanted to make sure I was okay. And then there was a series of kids, young people, on their three-wheelers and motorcycles, joyriding in here on Thursday night. Not so much last night. Friday night I expected it to be worse, but less. But we were parked quite a bit farther in now. And I didn't mind them at all. They were a very happy presence, just having fun. The locals out enjoying the area. Very good, because so many Americans live by beautiful areas and don't enjoy it. Padre Island, friends on Padre Island who never go to the beach. Friends in Chicago who never go to the beach. So that just made me happy. And I knew they weren't flying Trump flags or go Brandon or fuck Biden. So they didn't feel like my enemy at all. Just happy people. Simple people, sweet people. As I was walking on this trail half an hour ago, I told the guy, the dog ran up to him and was not barking. I said, muy amable, blah, blah, blah. And I was standing somewhere right off the edge of the road here, watching the video I had just shot. And I looked up and he was right in front of me. Very sweet looking, 40-ish, handsome Latino man. And he had his fist out. He wanted to give me a fist bump. That's so great. These people. If you do not know Latino people, get to know the Latino people around you. If you knew Latinos like I knew Latinos, oh, what a doll. Yeah, babe, they are. They're amazing. Update your files. All right, bye.